we can, as much as we can, with your shamanic rising in consciousness, the inner depths that we go through, the steps that we take in order to basically grow up. And growing up means taking more and more responsibility for the life that, I'm messing with my keys, for the life that you're creating and the cause and effect of it. Okay? And that's kind of what I mean by the karma that doesn't often get talked about, our relationship with ourselves. There is karma to pay when you mistreat yourself, when you misuse your own energy or abuse yourself or overlook who you are. Don't connect with yourself. Don't acknowledge yourself. Don't appreciate yourself. Ignore your inner pain in any type of way. That could be mental anguish, emotional turmoil, physical pain, and all of it is a symptom of things that our true self, our authentic self, our higher self is trying to get us to pay attention to. Most issues that we have start off maybe as emotional turmoil, and maybe we'll go back even further to maybe intuition, like something will be telling you and this is a process that takes a long time. Your intuition will be telling you something, not, and it could be not necessarily anything negative. It can be like, go after your dreams, like move or break up with this person, or anything that might be challenging we might ignore, right? And then because it will cause you to have to look at yourself. A lot of times your intuition isn't telling you to do what's most easy, so that's how you also know that it's people want to know how do I know it's my guides or it's my intuition or my higher self. A lot of times those energy constructs that are here to guide us, that are given to us as a tool to guide us in the right direction, don't tell us to do the things that we would normally do. Like we want to roll a blunt and watch TV. Your intuition is not going to tell you to do that. Your intuition is going to tell you to skip that today and go make friends down at the Barnes & Noble or something. Go to the Barnes & Noble. You'll be like, anything that you, that's probably because your intuition is like your inner mother, right? And your inner mom's going to tell you to do what's healthy for you. And for some reason, a lot of times people are resistant towards what's for their highest and best good. So anytime you go, oh man, mom, that's probably your intuition talking to you. That's a good analogy. It starts off in your intuition, whatever gets being told for you, what direction to go in. Then you'll start hearing maybe a voice. It might get a little louder. You don't listen. Then you'll start losing sleep. You still don't listen. Then you'll start getting depressed or start feeling anxious. You still don't listen. You might then start to feel stomach pain. You still don't listen. Migraines. You still don't listen. You lose your job. Okay. Then they'll be like, got you. Got your attention. That's how that works. Okay? And so, come hell or high water, our path in life will be paid attention to. Like your true self is going to get your attention. What you're supposed to be doing here on earth, how to treat yourself, will get your attention. A lot of times you'll see the karma of how you treat yourself by how other people treat you. What you allow other people to do to you, most likely has already been done to you in your childhood and past lives, and you also treat yourself this way. Someone who actually treats themselves with respect would not allow anyone to come in and disrupt their peace and disrespect them in any type of way, shape, or form. So if you are a type of person that you lose yourself whenever you get into a relationship, you just let go of whatever it is you have going on, and you focus 100% on someone else and their healing process and their projects, then you don't really have much respect for yourself and your projects. You don't really hold yourself in high esteem for some reason. You feel like who you are and what you got going on is not valuable enough to give attention to nurture, to support, to like all these different things that now that you have giving your 100% all to someone, now you're like, now help me. And they be like, actually, about that, I have an appointment with someone that you hooked me up with for my projects, and I gotta go. Deuces. And you'll be like, people are like, oh my God, I feel abandoned. But you abandon yourself first. That's that karma I was talking about. The karma we don't usually talk about, because oftentimes the hardest part about a shamanic journey for someone, because I help people with this, their trauma and reframing, renegotiating the mind frame, the mind, the body, and the spirit to move in the right direction. Sometimes it's like turning the Titanic around. And I am giving the job to assist people with what's for their highest and best good, and the tools to do that, I have them. And so I often have to remind people, because if you come to me consistently, I give you homework and challenges and things to focus on until the next time we get together. Sometimes people do their homework and sometimes people don't do their homework. Both tell me where someone is at in their level of consciousness, and if they are how serious they are, how easily distracted they are, how focused they are, how bad they want it. Okay? If someone isn't doing their homework, is most of the time some type of self-care homework, okay, then I know that this person don't get it, that how you treat yourself affects your karma in life. Like the better you treat yourself, the better the results. I promise. The more you like yourself, the more everything in life will turn and like you. Why? Because we are in a computer program. And you are the programmer. All of us are programmers of our life. We set the program. You set the tone for how everything around you responds to you. And if you're out of alignment and attunement with the liking of your programming and who you are, like if you aren't in a good space with yourself, having a great relationship with yourself, and that means that doesn't mean that you think you're perfect or anything like that. It just means that you accept how God made you, and you accept the charge to take responsibility what God has given you when it comes to your talent, your physical body, your emotions, your mind, your hair, your eyebrow, whatever it is that God is giving you. You are the steward of that. You do not belong to yourself. You're not here on your own accord. You belong to God. You belong to the goddess. We are God's children, okay? And everything we have, our bodies are a temporary resource. You are to be a good steward of it, okay? Because there's karma to pay. There's physical karma, like you can actually get ill and sick and not be able to function well if you don't take care of it. You could lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't take care of it, it's going to fall apart, okay? And also, other people will see, oh, she don't care, I don't care. If you don't care, why should I care? And it's not something that people consciously think, but nobody can love you and appreciate you, accept you, validate you above the level you validate yourself. Why? Because you're rejected anyway. So if you're attracted to people who enjoy being abusive, towards you, then, you know, it's because you're rejecting energetically, because you'll be like, well, where are these people that treat people right? I ain't never met them. You are blocking them out. You don't see them. There are people that want to be your friend waiting. There are people that want to marry you. There's money that wants to come to you. There's a whole life and a whole path that was waiting. It's like on your mark, like everything that is actually for you. My nose itches when I'm telling the truth. It's true. All right, like Bewitched. Okay. Everything that's actually for you, part of your destiny, is waiting for you. It's already done. It's already here. I'm preaching. It already exists. It's like waiting for you. They're like, the spirit world is like on go. They be like, okay. They're waiting for you to activate it. They're waiting for you to open a space for it. They're waiting on you to turn your attention to it. It's your attention that is your currency when it comes to manifesting and having the things that you want in your life. So whatever it is you're paying attention to, you are going to draw more of that to you. That's one thing. That's one way. So that's why we focus on energies. Let me pause this for a second. Such as Lakshmi, because we're focusing on properties of abundance, prosperity, beauty, and intellect. Whatever you truly want more of, you will become a student of. You will become enamored with. You will build a relationship and have intimacy with those things. Okay? And so if you want the more of it you want, and now I'll also say this, that some people, actually, I'll say this. I'll say two things. There is a such thing as like financial karma, like everybody in these different areas of our life where we want, desire, we need, you know, there may be feelings of not being able to have these things, or doors getting shut in your face. As you see, that's why you come to somebody like me. If you're having issues and you are trying, you know, and you keep getting doors closed in your face, then you will come to someone like me, not because I can fix it, but because I can see why that's happening, and then we can get on with how we could possibly fix it. Now, for everybody, it's different. So when I'm saying that to say that you may be putting in the time, the effort, and the energy, but you may not be seeing the results that you want. And then you will need to figure out why that is. And then for some people, they focus on lack, and so they get more lack. Or they focus on the fact that they don't have, and then you'll get more of that, you know. So what you need to focus on and understand that we're in a computer program. Everything has already happened. Everything has already existed. Everything is prepared for you. There's a place prepared for you in heaven. Heaven is a state of consciousness. So is hell. You know, so if you reach a different states of enlightenment, which means enlightenment is basically seeing that you're responsible for what you create. And then you start, with this knowledge comes a inner body enlightenment transformation that you go through. It's not pretty. It sounds pretty. It ain't pretty. Everybody wants to be enlightened, but don't nobody want to be enlightened. You know what I mean? Like, don't nobody want to truly understand how to do the work, because it's a process. Because the cells of your body actually change. Like the parts of you that are dumb, I like to put things plain and simple. The parts of you that are stupid, idiotic, dumb, the unconscious parts, are the parts of you that you'll be dealing with, loving up on. That's the language I use, but you don't have to use that language. Because that's the language I'll be like, ooh, child, this part of me is really stupid. You're really on some dumb shit in this area of yourself. We got to fix that. That's my like humor or whatever, and I don't really mean, but there's levels of intelligence. There's some parts of us that are just dumb, and those parts of us need to come up to the level of our higher self. Okay. And so you would teach and train and raise up those parts of yourself. It's a daily practice. It takes your participation. Enlightenment isn't just reading a lot of spiritual text. You have to allow that spiritual text to then enter into the cells of your being and learn to live it, which is very challenging. And that challenge that you decide to take on will alchemize your life, your energy, your mind, and you'll be moving in that direction. And that means a purging, a death, many deaths, many purgings. It might take many lifetimes. I want you guys to see yourself as eternal soul beings. You are soul. You are pure soul. Like at your essence, you don't taste, you don't think, you don't feel. You don't need, you don't want, you just be, right? So you turn towards the be of life, the beingness of life, be presence. You turn towards the presence of life. You know, you pay attention to the presence. Like this bird of prey flower. You could take anything and meditate with it and connect with it. How you treat yourself has to do with how much you allow yourself to be present, how much you allow yourself to exist, you know, and what that feels like, what that experience is like for you. You observe that. You don't necessarily like, you get out of the stage eventually of working, where I'm working on myself, and until you realize, you know what, there's nothing to fix. I can't fix anything. I can't do anything. I can only like just be with life the way it is, and then you'll truly be free. So thank you guys so much for joining me on my channel. Don't forget to smash that like button, press subscribe, turn on your notification bell, because you guys are so funny. Somebody in my comments, I saw like, ooh, I thought she was dead because I turned on my notification bell. I wasn't getting none of your videos. I was like, why I gotta be, ain't nothing wrong with death. I'm not afraid I could possibly die, but why I gotta be dead though? I appreciate all of you. Join the fairy friends, because we get together once a month for a key. It'll either be for the new moon or the full moon, and it's private, so you guys won't see our private fairy culture conversations and transmutations and the things we discuss in private, because whatever happens in fairyland stays in fairyland. Peace. Bye-bye.